There are no other Everglades in the world. They have always been one of the most unique regions of the earth, remote, never wholly known. Nothing anywhere else is like them. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas stated back in 1947. The Everglades is a 2 million acre wetland that stretches from central Florida all the way south to the Florida Bay. It is 60 miles wide and more than 100 miles long, although some parts of the river are no deeper than 6 inches. There are three entrances to the park, which are all located hours apart. Each location offers a wide range of activities for all ages. Shark Valley, which is 30 miles west of Miami, off the Tamiami Trail, is the very heart of the Everglades freshwater marsh. Here you can either walk, bike, or take a narrated tram ride along a 15-mile loop road. The Gulf Coast Visitor Center is located in Everglades City. This center serves as a gateway for exploring the 10,000 Islands, which is a maze of mangrove islands and waterways that extends to Flamingo and Florida Bay, which are only accessible through boat in this region. The Flamingo Visitor Center lies roughly 38 miles south of the park's main entrance in Homestead. It offers campground facilities, a public boat ramp, and canoeing trails as well. The Everglades has two distinct seasons: dry season, which lasts from November to March, and it has wet season, which lasts from April through November. During the wet season, Lake Okeechobee overflows, releasing water into a shallow, slow moving river dominated by vast sawgrass marsh, which gives it the nickname the River of Grass. The sawgrass have serrated, razor edged blades of grass that are so sharp they have been known to cut through your clothes. The Everglades consist of many freshwater ponds, forested uplands, and prairies. It is also home to a multitude of plants, animals, and birds, both resident and migratory. There are a total of 16 endangered species in the Everglades. The Florida panther is one of the most commonly known endangered species. Only about 70 to 100 are reported to be alive today. They are primarily found in the upper dry lands, such as hardwood hammock, and also in wetland areas, including mangrove forests and freshwater marshes. You can also find over 350 bird species in the Everglades National Park alone. It is known for its many wading birds, such as white and glossy ibises, egrets, herons, wood storks, and roseate spoonbills. However, some species, such as the snail kite, cable sable, seaside sparrow, and the wood stork, have all become endangered. Compared to these animals, the glades are mainly known for its reptiles. Although it is primarily a freshwater ecosystem, it also encompasses nearly 485,000 acres of saltwater from the Florida Bay and the Gulf of Mexico. The mix of salt and freshwater makes it the only place on earth where alligators and crocodiles can exist side by side. Alligators like deep freshwater channels, which are called sloughs, and wet prairies, while crocodiles live in the coastal mangroves and the Florida Bay. Originally, the Greater Everglades ecosystem had a large diversity of habitats, but human population growth, land development, and drainage problems significantly impacted the wetlands. In the past century, people have been digging canals, building dams in the Everglades so they could take water out in order to develop agriculture and build homes. Due to this extensive amount of water that has been drained, the natural flow has now been interrupted. In 2000, Congress passed a comprehensive Everglades restoration plan, which is also known as SERP. The goal of SERP is to capture fresh water that now flows unused to the ocean and the Gulf and redirect it to the areas that need it most. The majority of the water will be devoted to the environmental restoration, reviving a dying ecosystem. The remaining water will benefit cities and farmers by enhancing water supplies and maintaining flood protection for the region. It is predicted to take more than 30 years to fully complete this restoration project, costing about $10.3 billion. Today, it is not enough to merely appreciate nature. We have to actively work to protect it. What we do today toward that goal is the legacy we leave our children and their children. We must protect the Everglades. It is one of the richest, densest, and most subtle ecosystems the world has ever seen.